There's a tremendous amount of interest in the field in optimizing um, induction therapy. It's obviously a really critical time point in the treatment of a patient with multiple myeloma. To set out this journey in the best possible way. And we know that regimens that are associated with um, a high level of um, deep responses typically translates into durable responses, meaning these patients are remaining in response or in remission for long periods of time. And that's really our objective. So I think ongoing follow-up of studies of patients who participating in this study has been very important up until this point. And there are other clinical trials underway at the moment that are following on this one, looking at other four-drug regimens and really helping us tease out what is the optimal approach to induction therapy for patients with newly diagnosed disease who are transplant eligible. And of course, there's similar efforts in the field going on for patients who are not deemed to be transplant eligible. I think that this study and it has been quite impactful uh, in terms of moving our field to a different place. First and foremost, I think we found that the addition of a fourth drug, in this case daratumumab, could be done safely. So it's critical for patients to know and for us as clinicians to know that the regimen that we're offering is safe. And we were able to conclusively demonstrate in this study that the daratumumab plus RVD regimen is a safe one. And secondly, I think we found that the daratumumab plus RVD is a more effective treatment regimen. Um, there were a smaller percentage of patients who were refractory to treatment in the DARA-RVD arm. Nearly everybody responded, whereas there was a small percentage of patients in the RVD arm who did not respond to treatment. That was a finding. As I mentioned before, we clearly demonstrated that DARA-RVD is associated with deeper responses. And we showed that DARA-RVD is associated with greater duration of treatment. So based on these findings, I think the field is moving to a different place where a quadruplet regimen, a four-drug regimen of daratumumab plus lenalidomide, bortezomib, and dexamethasone can be considered an important standard of care. I would not call it the only standard of care, and that's important to emphasize. No, one treatment regimen is appropriate for all patients, but I think this one, based on the safety of this regimen and the effectiveness we saw in this study, can be considered to be an important standard of care for this patient population.